Greetings. Today I want to dive into the world of onions, and not just any other onions. Today I want to start to look at how to start onions, bulb onions from scratch. That is, I'm going to be starting from seed. So these ones here, these I've been looking at. These are bunching onions or spring onions. These ones I transplanted them a few weeks ago, about 3 to 4 weeks ago, and I can see they're going on well. But for today, I'll be starting a nursery, starting bulbing onions from seed, which I'm later on going to be transplanting on the beds. So that's what I'll be working on. So join me and see how we prepare, start the onions from scratch, from preparing the bed, the nursery bed, to sowing the seeds, and then nurturing the seeds, to healthy seedlings that we are going to later on transplant onto the farm. So there are three main options for growing your bulb onions. Number one is seed. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing today. Starting the bulb onion from seed, which may take longer, but it's the most advisable, because now you can be able to choose the variety that you want and the exact the quality of the seed that you want, and then there you start your seed. It's advisable you start your seed on a nursery bed, whereby you're going to establish the seed on a nursery bed and later on transplant onto the farm. In the nursery bed, from seed to when the seedling get a healthy seedling for transplant, it may take about 6 weeks or so. You'll be able to get a healthy transplant, a healthy seedling to be able to transplant out to your farm. So number one, said is seed. The second option is set. Set is these are small bulbs similar to this that are specifically grown for for planting. You get small, tiny, about half an inch or so in diameter. So you can replant this, such something similar to this, and be able to get your onions. And the third option is your bulb onions that you buy from the store or that you have as leftovers. You can replant that, but with that one you might not get good results. You might not get a fully sized bulb, but at least you can also use the the leaves. You can even use that to prepare your dishes. So those are the options that are available. There's seed, there's set, and there's the bulb onions, the bulbs themselves. So if you're going to be planting from the leftover bulbs that you buy from the store, or probably from your previous harvest, ensure that the bulbs themselves are firm enough and that they have a strong neck. But be advised that this option of planting from the bulbs, it is not as reliable as the other two options, which is starting from seed or from the sets. So where exactly do we get these tiny black seeds that we are sowing from? Yeah, definitely the seeds don't come from the bulb itself. So where do we get these seeds from? So come with me, I'll show you something where we get our seeds from. Here I have some leeks, which is also still in the onion family. I have some leeks that I started from seed about a year ago now. It's almost a year now, and you can see some have started flowering. Here we go. You can see it's flowering, and definitely that's where we are going to be. So these are some leeks that I remained after I harvested more. The rest, these are a few that remained. Yeah, just wanted to see, this is where we get our. So these are how the onion seeds start. Because these are leeks. These are not bulb onions. These are leeks, but it's the same family. So similar to that, even for the bulb onion, that's the same idea. So for the onion, the bulb onion, or whichever the onion family, the onion is a biannual crop. So what do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is that it takes 2 years for the crop to go full cycle, from the time you sow the seed to go full cycle to produce another seed. So in this case, if you sow this for this when it was sowed, once you sow it for the first year, yeah, the crop will be concentrating on production of the bulb. Yeah. So if you don't harvest that if you let the crop stay on the farm for the second, now going towards the second year, what will happen, it will form a long stalk which will start flowering. So once it starts flowering and then pollination takes place, what will happen is some pods will form, and now from those pods is where you'll get the tiny black seeds that the tiny black onion seeds that you can now use to, to come up with another crop. So let's continue. Let's go to our nursery now and sow our seeds. So in identifying where to set up a seed bed, we always need to ensure that where the seed nursery bed will be, at least it receives a good full sun, at least able to expose to full sun, about 6 to 8 hours. But it's not in a shaded place. So I think this place is ideal. This is where I had my cabbages. I harvested them recently. I had my cabbages here, so I'm going to clear this section here, these beds here, and set up my nursery bed here. So this is where I had already harvested the cabbages. Normally, on an ideal situation, I would normally leave out the previous crop that was planted, the root. Yeah, I leave the root of the previous crop that was planted. What that does, it helps in holding the soil together, and at the same time, once this decomposes, it also adds organic matter into the soil. But now that will not be the case here, because what will happen here is now I want to set up a nursery bed. So I think I'll be forced to uproot this cabbage roots, so that I can have a clean bed, prepare a fine tilt, so that I can sow my onions. Here also we have some arrowroots. So this was the crop that was here before the cabbages were planted. I think some of the remnants are there, short, but I was not able to uproot this when the cabbages were there, because the cabbages were, when they grew and got populated, I was not able to uproot this, and I didn't want to damage the cabbages. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to be transferring this somewhere else, so that I can have this place cleared. I prepare these beds. I can now be able to sow my seeds. Well, oil is set. The beds are now ready I've prepared them. All is clean. I've cleared out all the weeds. Ensure that the soil is, I've tilled the soil properly and ensure it's fine. So a day before sowing, you should ensure that the bed is moist enough. You've watered. You can do this maybe a day before you sow your seeds. But in my case here, I was lucky enough we received quite a good amount of rainfall, so I'll not be doing any watering for now. What I'll do, just sow the seeds. For sowing the seeds, you can either opt to do the broadcast method or sow on rows. In my case, I'll be doing rows, and what I'll be using these drip tips as my row guide. I'll be planting on either side of a row on either side of the drip tip. So each bed will have 4 rows. So I'll be doing using a stick. You can be able to do some shallow furrows, about about half an inch deep. So that's where we're going to be planting our onion seeds. So we'll be doing the furrows using a stick. Whatever tool you find easy for you, I'll be using a stick. I'll do the furrows on either side of the drip tape. So that where now I'll be later on now sow my seeds and then now slightly cover them up. Once you're done with the sowing of your seeds, you ensure now that the bed is always moist. You can consider covering it up with some mulch, but ensure once immediately the seeds start to germinate, you get rid of the mulch so that now the seeds can come up nicely. So let's get to it. Yeah, the furrows are now done. The idea now is to lightly scatter the seeds along the rows, along the furrows that I've created. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, one row on either side of the drip tape. So here we're going to slightly sprinkle the seeds along the furrow. The idea here is the target is to have at least at least from seed to seed about an inch spacing, but somewhere about that, about an inch from seed to seed. So just slightly scatter your seeds along the furrows. Once you're done with that, the next step will be to slightly cover with about a quarter. Remember we did our furrows were about half an inch deep or so. Then you cover lightly about a quarter an inch or so, yeah, with the soil, and then do the watering. Ensure now that the nursery is always moist to ensure that now the seeds can germinate well.